Hello lovely peoples, lots of shit going on, but I have lots of things to tell you before I even start soaping. So, right, first and foremost, look at my nails, look at my nails, look at my nails. Come on camera, why are you going to be such a cow? My nails are really nice. There you go, they're sparkly. Of course, they got glitter on them. Lisa said, "You want glitter?" I said, "Of course." And she, I know. She said it was, you know, she was being sarcastic, but I was in the mood. So, yeah, there's my nails. Woohoo! Second of all, oh, look at that focus. Let me be a proud granny. Oh, focus on the child. Look at that. Isn't that a lovely picture? That is my son and my granddaughter, who I've not been told about, who I have absolutely no dealings with, but still, I can be a proud granny if I want. I'm a granny. Alright, I got a couple of the Get Sprinkled Christmas collections, so I thought I'd show you these. These are I'm going to be using on bath bombs. So look at this. Look at this. Is this not the most beautiful mix here of all the different sizes? And the beautiful is so Christmassy. Even though it doesn't snow here at Christmas because it's friggin' boiling hot. Look, there's alpaca in there. There's alpaca. It's Christmas. Alpaca Christmas. How cool are they? I don't actually know if this is a Christmas one or not, but I got it anyway. I didn't get them because they were Christmas ones. I got them because I actually like them. So I love these. These are awesome. There you go. That's it. Is that everything? Yes, that's everything. Today, I'm going to try the Cosmic Carolyn again and see what happens. Of course, it's not. There won't be as much of it in this because I'm going to do like a drop swirl tiger stripe. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how the fragrance goes. We're using Coconut Melon Natural Fragrance Oil from Aussie Candle Supplies. I have used this in conditioner and it's friggin' divine, which is spelled D-I-V-I-N-E, by the way. There's no E in the middle there. It really is citrusy and orangey, and it says a lovely mild fruity scent with undertones of orange and ylang ylang. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. It's got top notes of orange, citrus and melon. You definitely get a melon in there. It's more probably like a it's got a little bit of watermelon in it, I reckon. But it's definitely got those melon notes. Mid notes of coconut, ylang ylang, jasmine, floral and greens. I'm not getting a lot of any of those in there. There's maybe a little bit of floral, but it's not like in that jasmine-y sort of area. And the bottom is vanilla, which there's no vanilla in here. Not that I can smell anyway, but it is a beautiful bright fragrance. And I'm going to make this really bright soap. And I'm in a mood. When am I not in a mood? So I thought I would make something that's really nice and bright and happy and cheerful. And because this is like one of my favourite colour combos ever. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We are using Orange Pop from My Micro Obsession, Tuscan Sun from My Micro Obsession, and the Cosmic Carolyn from TKB Trading, which went like a creamy yellow and then morphed in front of our eyes to a pretty pink. With the first time I used it, which was also the last time I used it because I've only used it once. So yes. So alright, we're going to scribble that one off. Now it says in soap you can use this one at 50%, but on the front of the bottle it says 6 to 10% usage, so I don't know if both of those are correct or neither of those are correct, or yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to add my goat's milk and my lye, and then we'll come back and get stuck in and make up our minds about what we're doing. Oh, this also has no vanillin in it. Don't know about ethyl vanillin. Oh, that was the other. There was one other thing. This has discoloured. As I said, I was really surprised that it didn't. Now this said it had no vanillin in it. This is the kiwi and vanilla custard, and it says it has no vanillin in it, but I'm pretty sure this has ethyl vanillin in it because it's got fairly strong vanilla notes, so it has to have that somewhere. So yeah, as you can see, this was a white soap. It is, and you know, you can see the bench is white. We could also just do that. So you can see it's not a white soap anymore. It's not a discoloration you couldn't work with though. So if you just didn't have a white soap, or you coloured it in a way that the creaminess would work, it would be fine. So I'm not hating on that colour. It's not bad enough that I'm like, oh god, I got a brown soap, because it's got the brown in it anyway. So yeah, alright, well I'm going to turn this off, turn it back on when I come back, so that we don't waste valuable minutes mixing and stuff, because this thing only goes for 29 minutes. So yeah, okie dokie, we's back. Hello again. For you, I never left. I'm not sure how much life this battery has in it, but I've got the other two charging over there. They're still red, but hopefully they'll go green soon. I was hoping to get a couple of soaps made this morning. It's 9 o'clock now, and it's already 28 degrees in the sheds. So, and we're sitting at about 92% humidity, so it's pretty gross. Oh, that was the other thing I had to show you. I don't know if I can show you, because I don't know if the camera's focused or not now, because I can't actually see. I don't know if that's focused, sorry guys. And I don't even know if you're going to be able to pick these. Actually, these are my new glasses, my prescription glasses. They actually have glitter in them, so I don't know if you saw that or not, but because I can't see anything. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so I can actually move these out of the way, because otherwise I'll knock them off the bench. And I have noticed these new containers, which I went a bit stupid and bought too many of, I'm a bit worried about these. The lids just come off like this. So if I knock these off the bench, those lids are just dead to me. Absolutely dead to me, they will be. Yeah, so I've actually started moving my mica collection into the cupboard over there, so they won't fall, and there's nowhere to fall, because where they were before, they were sort of just sitting in midair and I could just knock them flying. And I'm pretty clumsy. Anyone who knows me knows I'm pretty clumsy. So if I'm gonna use lids that don't stay on after a fall, then yeah, we need to be having those somewhere safe. Oh dear. But anyway, so I don't know why. Oh, what have I done? No. What? Oh, I don't know. I touched something on the screen. Does it autofocus now? Ooh, no. I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry. I'll edit this out. I probably won't though, because I'm pretty lazy. So when it comes to editing, I'm pretty lazy, because it's like, I don't really care. You just have to put up with my shit. Yeah, so as I said, I'm in a mood. I kind of got over it a little bit yesterday, because just in the end it was just the day before yesterday. Oh god, I've been teasing about this new product for a little while now, and I will go so far as to give you one more teaser and say it's a printed product, like not 3D printed, but actual like inkjet printed on paper. And I ordered, even though, see, I have a Canon G4600, which is the one with the great big ink tanks inside it, and you just fill them with bottles of ink, right? Now, I have had this printer since the 28th of January 2018, so nearly 3 years, right? I have put ink in it once, and it still has and the tanks are over half full. So when I tell you that the printer cost $500, it was either in the mids of four, like between 4 and 5, or between 5 and 6, but I'm pretty sure it was between 4 and 5, so I think it was like $468, not including the delivery or something like that. So I just say $500 anyway. And people like my dad will say, why do you need such an expensive printer? And I'm like, well, if I had just bought, say, a $50 printer that has ink cartridges, the amount of stuff that I print, because I print everything myself, I don't outsource, I do all my own labels, all my own stickers, like the warning stickers on the bottoms of the candles, the ingredients lists on the soaps, the front labels, or back labels because they don't have any labels on the front, everything like that, the little round ones that come when you get a box of stuff from me, it's wrapped in tissue paper, it's got a little round sticker with my symbol on it. I've printed that. So I print everything. I also print anything like, well, the orders go through the laser printer, but anyway, I print a lot. Let's just say that I print a lot, right? I would go through ink cartridges like they were going out of fashion, right? So I sat and worked it out before, and it works out a little bit more expensive to use the cheap printer and ink cartridges than it did to use the expensive printer and only have to fill it once. And that's in 3 years. But anyway, the problem with these printers, and with any printers that I did, and I actually didn't know about this, let me just give this a whiz. Sorry, a whiz. And hello to all my New Zealand customers, thank you. I know now that you don't hate me for my silly accent. Okay, so that's nicely emulsified now. Yep. Let's just get this out of the way. So yeah, so because I'm doing a printed product, I thought, well, this is me, I sort of get a little ahead of myself sometimes. I thought, well, I'm just going to order some ink because I know, like I still had a full bottle of each ink there, which I didn't even know, otherwise I probably wouldn't have got any more. I thought I'll just order another 2 lots of ink because I think it costs about, I think the 2 lots of ink cost me about $50, so it's really not that expensive, and they're big, like they're big brown bottles, right? But I thought, well, I'm going to be printing a lot. Preemptively, I'll buy a whole bunch of ink, and then I won't have to buy ink for like 2 years or something. Yeah, so did that. Did that. Yeah, and then 2 days after the ink arrived, the printer, I was putting a page through, and everything, it was supposed to be colourful, everything was just green. Like that green, I guess. It was probably a bit darker than that, but like everything, like all the colours, there was no black, it was just all green, right? And I thought, oh, what the hell? So I tried another one, yep, green again. I'm like, what the hell? So I did a printer test, the magenta and the black were not printing, which makes sense because that meant only blue and yellow were printing, so hence the green. And then printed one more page, and then this error come up on the printer, and I'm like, what the hell? So it turns out all printers have foam padding in the bottoms of them. Now there's little tiny foam pads underneath where the print head sits, right? And you think this is what catches the ink, but if you open the printer, all in the bottom is this great big foam pad full of friggin' ink. Now there was 2 layers, and they were both about yay thick each. So they were probably about a half to 3/4 of a centimetre thick, and it was just saturated. So that's ink that's been leaking out this whole time, right? Anyway, so the error is that the waste, that these pads were full. So anyway, I found a workaround for it. Unfortunately, you needed the firmware the latest firmware, which I had not upgraded to because I didn't sort of really think about it. Yeah, and you can't upgrade your firmware after you get the error. So, rock in a hard place here. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. So, I rang Canon. They gave me the phone number of a service centre in Coffs Harbour, which is about 2.5 hours away. I rang them. They said, no, we haven't been in the service centre for Canon for a couple of years now. He said, what's your problem? I'll see if I can help you anyway. So I told him what was going on. He goes, oh yeah. He said, it's pretty common actually. He said the foam in your printer's full. I'm like, no, I cleaned that. He goes, no. He said, there's also foam down in underneath your printer. Well, that's how I found out about that. But wow, was I surprised at the sheer amount of it. But anyway, yeah, so long story not short, because I just told the whole long friggin' story, can't be fixed. Well, no, it can be fixed. There is a service tool thing that you can get, but I can't. It's not a thing, you're not supposed to have it. Normal people are not supposed to have it. It's for service centres only, so I would have to download an illegal copy, and I mean that's fraught with dangers. So I mean I probably could have found a not bad copy. I think I actually did, but I'm just not willing to put that on my computer, because if I lose the computer I'm screwed. Losing the printer is one thing. So anyway, yeah, to the finality of the story is I had to buy another printer. So I got really upset, and because it was like every time I start getting a bit of money in the bank, the shit hits the fan with something, and it's driving me mad. Yeah, so that's gross. Like, where am I going to put that? In there. So yeah, so I've had to buy another printer now. Although, in saying that, what I got out of that printer in 3 years was absolutely 100% worth the $500 that I spent on it, right? So I won't begrudge it that. It is a good printer. And it did well. So I'm just loosening my balls in here. Give that a good shake. Shaky shake. Yeah, so I bought a new printer. The good part about that is the one that I have purchased does automatic duplex printing, which mine did not. You had to actually print one side, take it out, turn the pages over, print on the other side. This one has automatic duplex printing, so that will save me some time. I'll have to rearrange all my files, but that's okay. Alright, let's give this a whiz so it actually goes white. Now there's a little tip for you. You can see how that didn't really change colours when I just mixed it with the spatula, because titanium needs to be dispersed with a stick blender. See how that changed? It really does. I see people mixing titanium all the time with just a spatula, and then they end up with all these like titanium white spots in their soap, and they wonder why. And that's why it needs to be stick blended. It's just one of those things. It's like there's other pigments need to be mixed with a stick blender. Like anything like super powdery, like what is that? What is that? What just landed in my soap? I don't know, but it's not there anymore. Actually, it's probably a bit of soap off of these from before. Okay, so fragrance. I don't know how it behaves. I've never used it before. So, look, I'm just going to put it in the white. God, it smells good. Let's see what happens. We live dangerously here. We know this. Oh, okay, so that's loosened that a bit. Now, is this one of these ones that loosens and then accelerates? We've got no rising. Look at that. Look at the smooth. That's beautiful. It doesn't even have hardly any bubbles in it, which is unusual for me. Okay. I'm just going to give these like an extra mix because I guarantee there will be colour still on the bottoms. So, so how have you all been? Where are you in the world? What's your weather doing? You know, I've got a thing about the weather. I know the northern hemisphere is now heading, well, actually it is winter. It's the 2nd of December, so it's actually winter for you guys. It's actually summer for us, which it's been summer for us for the last month. Well, it certainly feels like it. Actually, they just said on the news that people haven't acclimatised to summer yet, and it's going to cause problems because, oh, I forgot to put my gloves on. I knew something was going on. Before we mess with that fragrance, let's do that. I only left them off because I wanted to show you my fingernails. Oh dear. And how short are they? When she did them last time, I haven't had nails in, apart from the ones I did myself, which was shit. I haven't had nails done for probably, she said it's definitely been over a year. So I just don't know how to use nails, and I got the almond shape, and that's almost impossible to pick shit up with. So I've gone for rounded and a little bit shorter this time. My nails grow really fast as well, so I have, before I even go back to her, I will have, yeah, see, look at that. See how that's thickening up now? It's one of these ones that'll loosen a bit and then thicken, so we have to be aware of that. Now I think I'm just going to do a drop swirl, because I love these colours drop swirled, I really do. And if it's going to go thick like that, then we need it. But the drawing that I have a little drawing, it's pretty dodgy, was just, yeah, a drop swirl into white with these colours and then a layer of white on the top. I don't know why I thought a layer of white on the top would be good. Usually I hate that. But that was my idea, so let's stick with it. Alright. So the pink looks like pink. The orange is a little dark. Oh, what did I use? I can't remember. Orange pop. That's very dark for orange pop, isn't it? Okay, so let's get stuck in. Ooh, it's very hot. You'll hear me whinge about the heat pretty much more than anything. Now, what we might do is, because that's fairly thick, let's go. Whoop. Okay. What the hell? This looks really weird. It's separating. That's separating. These two are not. These two are just thickening. This is actually separating. Can you guys see that? Look at it. Look at that. Alright, let's give it a stick blend. Oh, and it's really hot. Oh, it's really hot. They are actually all really hot. Oh, shut up, phone. Shut up. Okay, I'm not entirely sure that that's actually mixing together. I need a spatula. Let's get that off of there. Try the water. Look at the thickness. Like, look at this compared to these. Look at this. Wow, it's still, it's still separating. Anyway, I have time to frig around with that shit. Wow, I'm just, yeah, righto. That's a little bit of a stunner. Okay, so we'll do this from up high. Woo. Look, just let it go outside a little bit. It's all good. Oh, Jesus, that did. Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops-a-daisy. Mate, the neighbours must think I'm mental. That's okay, because I am, so, you know, I don't have a problem with that. Oh, okay. Now it's thickening. Let's see what happens if we give it a good mixing now that it's thickening a bit. Maybe it will stop being so separatey. Ugh, that's a really gross consistency. You know what? Oh look, who cares? I'm just going to put it in there. What's the worst that can happen? I have to chuck the soap away. Seriously, that's pretty much the worst that could happen. I don't really care. I'm not going to screw around with that one though, so I'm not going to worry about scraping that out too much. These, however, yeah, whole different consistency. That's interesting. See, and then that's just like, we always talk about fragrances reacting with your soap butter, but we rarely talk about how different colours can affect your soap batter. So, well, no, hang on, wait, rewind. We often talk about fragrance oil affecting the batter, but we never talk about how fragrance oils can react in different colours in your soap batter. I think that is more what I was going for. Oh, panic soaping. Panic soaping. I need an alarm. Like, woo, woo, woo. Holy shit, that's thickened considerably. Alright, so I'm not going to I'm just putting this just on top like my design said. I'm probably going to hate it. I'm probably going to say, when I go to cut it tomorrow, I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I said yesterday I shouldn't have done that. I knew I wouldn't like it, and yet here I am just doing it anyway. Who cares? I actually have an idea for the top. I don't know if it will work, but I have an idea for the top. Oh, my back, mate. Jesus. I've been leaning into you guys a bit too much on this video, I think. And we're just about at, I don't know, it's 22 freaking hell. So, the doctor is ringing today with my allergy results and my kidney test results. So that should be very interesting. I don't think I have kidney issues. I have been watching the way my feet are behaving and my ankles and my calves, and I think it is more of a sitting down issue, to be honest. I don't know how that's possible. I guess it's possible. Although I see my toes are numb, but my feet are only a little bit swollen up this morning, and I have been on my feet since I got up, and I got up at 5 o'clock I think, so. But guaranteed, if I had been sitting down for 3 hours, my feet would be swollen up. Now, it's getting to the point where they swell up so much they scare me. I don't like it at all. What I want to have a look at is, let's get that off of there. Just want to have a look at the consistency of this now. Yeah, it's still got that sort of, see how it's really grainy? And the other colours, I mean, you can see, look at how smooth and shiny that is. See that? So I'll see if I can sort of spread it out a bit so you can see. See how that's really smooth? So definitely that Cosmic Caroline has reacted to the fragrance, because it wasn't like that before I put the fragrance in there. Okay, so that's really interesting. I think everything about soap is really interesting though, so you know. Now, I'm just going to give this a light swirlies because I want a little bit of texture on the top. It doesn't have to be neat or anything, just a bit swirly. Just like that. And then we'll give her a bit of a tap down. Because you can see how loose I mean, it's still fairly loose, considering it accelerated like that. Now, my idea for the top of this, oh, sorry, I'm sweating so much. Yeah, it's nearly 29 degrees now. I apologise for the fan in the background. There is no way I could have spent any time in here without it. So, oh, I'm going to have to actually turn it off. Oh, look, we'll go with the flow of the fan. Oh, dear. I tell you what, even though my feet aren't as swollen as they have been getting, they are very, very sore. And that's the other thing, that I have been getting a lot of pain on the top of my foot. Yesterday, whatever day I went to Lismore, which was Monday, I thought I was going to have to pull over because the pain in the top of my foot from driving, because part of when you drive back from Lismore you can't use the cruise control, and yeah, I thought I was going to have to pull over, and I've only been driving for about 10 minutes. Usually, like, I get pain in my feet in my right foot from the accelerator when I drive, but I have to be driving for like an hour or more. But yeah, this was like after 10 minutes, so that was a little disconcerting. But I hung in there and it eased off a bit. You can see when the fan's blowing. Oh, for God's sake. Oh dear. There's one of those ones that's got like the rotating thing on the front, so it's not always blowing up here, but sometimes it is. So I'm trying to time my sprinkles. I'm not doing very good. Okay, so, oi, get out of there. Oh my God, strengthless. That's me. Just call me strengthless. Right, and we'll chuck a bit of this Cosmic Caroline on the top as well. So we've got all three colours there. And yeah, honestly, I don't know whether it's my recipe maybe that is setting this off, but so far I've got to say I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it enough to put up with its stupidity, put it that way. I mean, if it's going to separate when other things don't, then I'll just go back to using the pinks that I have that I like. Although this did make a nice pink, didn't it? That's right, it did too. You can barely see the difference between that and the orange. What? That was a bit thick. Like my ass. Or my thighs, or whatever it is I normally say. What? Did I not tell you guys before? Oh, Christ, you can't squeeze that. No strength. Did I not tell you guys before I was clumsy? I did. We have a minute to go before this camera's going to turn off. So let's Let's give it a sploosh. Splooshy sploosh. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Makes everything better. Oh my god. Oh my god. Glitter lung. That's me. That's what's wrong with me. I don't have allergies or anything. I just have so much glitter in my lungs. So I need to tell the doctor that. Oh dear. Alrighty. So there you go. Oh. 30 seconds spare. Go us. We're good. Alright guys, I'll see you momentarily for the cutting. Bye. Hello. Okay, so this smells delicious. Still. Oh, fell off. It's very fruity. It's very nice. You definitely get melon. There's a lot of melon happening here. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, sure. Not a lot happening there. Okay, so I have news. Would you like the good news? Oh! Would you like the good news or the bad news first? Now, I always cut my soaps too soon. I know this because I'm an impatient bitch. I can't help myself. So, it is now 4:30 in the afternoon. So I made this at what? Early in the morning yesterday. So, this now has none of those, I see a bit of sheen on there, has none of those little spots that you get when you use a wire cutter because I've waited. Well, I didn't wait, I didn't have a choice. These colours though, guys, I mean, are they not perfect together? Pink, orange, oh, hey, the pink, it didn't do that stupid thing, it's pink. What the shit? Oh, and that's right. Oh, that's right, it's separated. That's right. Well, it looks alright. It's actually, if I get this shine, I see that it's got fragrance leakage, whereas the rest does not. Just that colour. So, I assume that's because it was all separating. There you go. So you can definitely see it's just on the pink. But the colours come out alright. It's not a very pink, is it? It's like more of a... I can't say I'm a fan. I really am not a fan of this colour. It was nice when it had the titanium in it and made a beautiful pastel pink. But as just a pink, it's bordering on red more than pink. I'm not a fan. So, I think, but I'm definitely going to keep it for using, wow. I'll bring it up really close because there are all the lovely lines around it, like around the yellow here. Look at that. And I haven't even told you anything yet. I'm too busy wowing over the stuff. That's such a nice piece. And I'm kind of, I've got a green glitter on the top of this. I'm I mean, that looks like a pair of ovaries, honestly. The interior scan of a woman, for sure, with maybe a fetus happening in here or something. I don't know. I'll probably just too focused on periods at the moment, which is an odd statement, isn't it? Oh, did you know you can get tablets that make you not bleed as heavily during your periods? Has anyone else ever known this other than my doctor, who's never told me till now? Right, the news. I'm not allergic to my cats. Apparently I'm not allergic to anything. So, there you go. Not allergic to anything that would show up in my blood work. So there's that. So, you know how I said I don't gamble? This is why, because I was going to lay money on being allergic to the cats and I would have lost. So it's a good thing I don't gamble. But anyway, so that's the good news. I'm not allergic to anything. Bad news is going to the ENT is probably the last thing I need to worry about right now. It turns out, now I've always been somewhat anemic my whole life, like the 3 times that I was pregnant, the 3 times I had children, 3 full-term pregnancies, I had to take iron supplements and I hated them, but I took them because, you know, the health of my children was Oh, so that's definitely some friggin' egg things hanging down, some ovary sacs. You can tell I know the internals of a woman. Ovary sac. Yes. Yeah, I had to take iron, and I didn't happily do it, but I did it because it was necessary. So I've always been low in iron anyway, but I don't like taking iron tablets because they make me feel sick. I can't stand that metal taste that never ever seems to go away when you're on them, and they also go straight through me. And if anyone else suffers from the same sorts of things taking iron tablets, they know that iron tablets turn your poo black and can give you diarrhea. So can you imagine feeling sick all the time, tasting nothing but metal, doing big black shits? It's just not good. And you're all sitting there going, Jesus Christ, she tells us way too much stuff. And you'd be right, I do tell you way too much stuff. I don't even care. Yes, so yes, anyway, I've always been anemic. They just, as a routine check, they must have checked my hemoglobin levels. And she's freaking out now, the doctor, because they're dangerously low, which explains the swelling of the feet. It explains why I'm tired all the fucking time. And quite a few, like, all the joint pains and that, it explains all of that stuff as well, because when you have low hemoglobin levels, apparently your body's not being oxygenated enough. So, but I mean, I've been getting like the heart palpitations and all the stuff that goes with having an iron deficiency. So I went and had another blood test today, and you can actually turn my fat arm over. You can see here. See the little spots? That's not from the blood test, that's from the stupid tape. So when I pulled the tape off, it's just, yeah. I've had that tape on me before and had the same reaction, so I think I probably have an allergic reaction to it maybe. But because the first one, the one I had last week, she didn't tape it up. So, yeah. But anyway, so yes, I had another blood test today. That was going to come back on Monday. I have to go to the doctor's on Wednesday, so it's Thursday today, and the soonest they can get me in is fucking Wednesday. So I have to put up with these stupid friggin' swollen feet. And the worst part is the swollen feet only happen when I sit down. If I'm walking around, it's fine. But I can't stand up all day, every day, because of my back. It just makes too much pain. It also makes my feet hurt too. So it's like, anyway. Yeah, and then it turns out that was the least of my worries. I got a message from some random kid, I assume he's a young man, on Facebook, is this Kurt's mum? And I'm like, do I answer this? Because I've been asked this before and I just tend to ignore them, because usually it's just someone with a, oh fucking Curtis did this and Curtis did that, and I just so, he's a grown friggin' man. I don't dob him into his mum, he's 24 for God's sake. Anyway, I don't, for some reason I answered this one. I haven't heard from Kurt for, I don't know, 4 days or something. It was the last time we spoke. And he hasn't been on Facebook, and it's unlike Curtis to not be on Facebook. Like, he hadn't been on Facebook for long enough that it doesn't, you know how it shows you how long ago someone was on Facebook? Well, his wasn't even showing that. So he hadn't been on there for days. And so I replied to this young fella and said, yes, I'm his mum. And he said, oh, I just wanted to let you know that he's been locked up. Now, the thing with Curtis is he's got him into enough trouble up to this point that then he knew that if he got into trouble one more time, he was going to jail. He knew this. I have absolutely no details whatsoever. I don't know why. I don't know where. I don't know anything. I don't know who to contact, because I don't know anything. So So this Lucas, he wanted my phone number, he said, because Curtis said that he couldn't remember it, and he doesn't have his phone obviously because he's locked up. So yeah, so he's going to be in jail for Christmas, which is going to devastate him, because as much as he's an asshole of a kid, he's also very family orientated, and Christmas is kind of important to him, so that's not going to go down very well. So I'll probably, if he goes to Grafton Jail, I'll probably go and see him on Christmas Day. Whether or not I have lunch with Dad, I don't know. But yeah, so, and again, still not the, well, I suppose it's kind of bad, but it's not the worst thing that's happened today. I got a message from my friend Bob. You guys know, I was talking about Sharon and call her Bob. I now know why I call her Bob, because she told me. It has something to do with minions. Yeah, so apparently she has a tumour, and yeah, so it's like, so anyone who was expecting to get a tracking notice today for their postage, you didn't get it, because I didn't go to the post office, because I haven't even brushed my teeth yet, and it's 4:30 in the afternoon. That's just like, when Sharon said that, I just got in the car and just went to McLean and saw her. Well, I didn't actually went and got my blood test first, and yeah, so it's been a day. It kind of went from yesterday, sort of like, there's a big balls up about my doctor's appointment, and it just was ridiculous. I didn't end up hearing from the doctor until 6 o'clock. I'd sat around all day from 1:30 just in case she rang. Anyway, so yeah, so the doctor's a bit freaked out. She said it's pretty low. She said so. So yeah, so apparently an iron infusion, I will have to go to the hospital, and I'll have to sit there for 4 hours with a fucking IV. Can you tell how enthused I'm about that? The last time I had an IV, I found out what hot flushes are. And for those of you that don't know, when you've got an IV in you, if you move around, see, and it just goes to show, because the last time I had an IV and I was smoking, and I was going out onto the hospital ramp to have a smoke, which really shows you how long ago it was, because you're not allowed to smoke anywhere anymore. Yeah, and I gave up smoking 20 years ago, and I still remember this. But yeah, what it is if you move around, the catheter gets blocked, and they have to hot flush it. So what it is they get the tube that, like, say you've got it in here. I think I might have had it in here somewhere. What they'll do is they get this tube here, and then they wrap it around a pen, and then rip it out real quick, and it flushes the saline. I think I was on a saline drip. It flushes it up into your back, up into your arm, and pushes out the blockage, which is a blockage. So it's something that's sizable compared to your vein, and it hurts. Like, this is probably the most you've ever heard me swear. That's a dead spider on me. So yeah, but if I go get the I guess it's not if, it'll be when, because I can't live like this anymore. When I go and get this, I won't be moving around anyway. I'll just make sure I have a friggin' good book with me, eh? So there is a Shadowhunters book, or Magnus Bane book, that I don't have. As I found out, I started reading this one. You found out there's one before it, but you don't really have to read them in order. But look, if it's got Magnus Bane in it, I'll read it, because I am in love with Magnus Bane, and I could have a shot with Magnus Bane, because he doesn't care what sex a person is, just like me. So I think we'd make a perfect pair. So he should just get rid of Alex. Come date me. But yeah, so that's 14 minutes of my miserable life right now. Sharon's being very positive. She doesn't have a lot of details yet. She's got to have a CAT scan tomorrow. CT scan, CAT scan, whatever it is. She has to have a scan tomorrow. And then she's going to the specialist on Monday. So we will know more then. But she said the doctor is being reasonably optimistic, and he said the best case scenario is that the tumour is contained, and if that's the case, they can just cut it out and she can have some radiation and she should be alright. So we'll just go with hoping that that's the case for her. But yeah, and then I don't, like I said, I'm sort of in the dark with Curtis until he actually rings me or someone contacts me to tell me what the hell's going on. It's like, yeah, okay, so yeah, I've got sore feet. My problems seem like the least of my problems, although they're not. But the other thing too, see again, this vagueness, this not being able to remember what I'm talking about and stuff, apparently it's part of being iron deficient. So maybe I won't be like this anymore, which would be great. Oh, and the whole period thing, that's tablets you can get that make your periods not so heavy. She said to me, do you still get your periods? I went, no, sometimes. I said, they sort of come and go now. I don't get them every single month. And she said, oh, you might be perimenopause. I said, you told me this a year ago. Oh, did I? She hasn't fucking listened. I mean, she's a pretty good doctor, I guess, but she just doesn't listen, I don't think, or she just doesn't remember shit. I don't know. But as I said, I've told you before how heavy my periods are. She said, oh, have you? I said, yes. So I go through like 3 or 4 packets of pads in the first day, mate. She said, well, really? She said, they're that heavy. I said, yeah. I said, they get big chunks like sizes of slugs and stuff. She said, well, really? So she's obviously one of those people that does not have heavy periods, because she was pretty freaked out. Like anyone who doesn't have heavy periods, they think that, you know, their periods are like those ads on television where, you know, bouncing through a fucking grassy field with butterflies and shit. That's not what periods are really like. Periods are like when you live in a rented house, you're so scared of getting out of bed and going to the toilet, which is like 7 steps away. You're so worried you're going to bleed on the carpet that you line the floor with towels, because they're that heavy that getting out of bed and walking 7 steps, you know you're going to bleed through the 3 layers of clothing that you have on plus the pad. That's how bad a period can get. It's not some sort of, you know, springtime fucking swim in a lake somewhere because you can use a tampon. I'm sorry, I hate people with light periods. They shit me. You just don't understand. I think most people have now turned off because this is a gross topic, so they think. But I don't think periods are gross. I think periods should be talked about as a matter of course. I don't think that people should shy away from talking about them in public, because without periods, not a single one of us would be here. So I don't understand why they are such a gross thing, why you can't talk about them, and it makes me angry. It's just another one. See, I don't consider myself a feminist in any way, because I think feminists are fucking crazy. They're like any extreme group of anything. They give the rest of people who want shit to just be equal and normal, they give them a bad name. And feminists are just like, they're just crazy. They're the ones that, like, you know, free bleed and don't shave under their arms and, you know, shove it in people's faces and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't shave under my arms much. I do when they get to the point where they just drive me mad. But free bleeding is fucking disgusting. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for being period positive, but free bleeding is fucking disgusting, because it's the same as not wiping your ass. Why would you want to have dirty things between your legs? Unless it's Jason Momoa covered in mud, and that's a dirty thing I would have between my legs. I think on that note, yeah, God almighty. Yes, I'll stop now. But yeah, anyway, that's my life update. It could be worse. It could be a lot worse. We're not worrying about all the sinus issues and stuff for now, because I've been putting up with those all my life. So I'm not overly concerned. I mean, I'd like to get rid of all the hay fever and shit, but you know, I'll just take some more antihistamines that don't seem to work anymore. Yeah, and yeah, we'll just get this iron thing sorted. It would be really nice if it would fix a lot of the things that apparently it causes symptoms of, because a lot of those things that I have, like the pain and the dodgy memory and the vague thoughts when you can't finish sentences and stuff, if that actually has to do with an iron deficiency and we can fix that, would be freaking awesome. So, no, excuse me, just had pizza. I went to Yamba on Tuesday because it was cheap Tuesday, so you get 2 pizzas for the price of 1, and I'm still eating them, and it's Thursday afternoon, so I only eat 3 slices in a go. Oh, for you people in America, our slices of pizza are about this wide at the crust down into a point, so they're only about yay. So we don't, you people do things weird with your pizzas. I don't understand American pizzas, they make no sense. They're just weird. So yeah, we don't have, a slice of pizza isn't like this. So when I say I have 3 slices of pizza, I do not eat a fucking, no, they fit on a plate. I'm gonna go now because I've done a lot of swearing and a lot of whinging and a lot of talking about things that you probably don't want to hear about, and this video is gonna go for about an hour. Okay, yeah. What's new? Alright, I will hopefully be able to soap again in the next couple of days. It's supposed to be, Sunday's supposed to be 35, although we've already had a 35 days, so I think the forecast's fucking idiot. So, but anyway, alright, I'm gonna shut up, stop swearing, and I will see you next time.